with my brother-in-law. We're going to do a Periscope. Haven't been on here in a little bit, so this should be good. We're sitting here diffusing our oils, talking about things. It's awesome. This is his card. Kyle Morgan. Yay! I miss you guys too. I've been so busy. Trisha Gilchrist. This is Kyle, and he is my brother, and we're going to do a co-periscope together. I'm going to give a couple more minutes to let some people get on. It's late, I know, but you have an extra hour or so. Hey! Ooh, that light's terrible. Woo! How are y'all? Everybody doing good? Been traveling? Who else do we have on here? Let me know if this is your first time on here. Yes, we're having a great trip. I'm sitting here in my sister's house in North Carolina, getting to spend some time with my brother-in-law, my sister, and we are going to do a quick periscope for y'all about how Kyle, my brother, uses his oils. So, we've got some first-timers. So, if this is your first time, my name is Vanessa Stegner, and I am part of Jim Bob and Cindy Haggerton's Young Living team. I go by the oil releaser, but I'm also here, from Tennessee and Texas. I'm traveling. I've been out of town for my sister's wedding, but we've been doing business and pleasure at the same time, and I'm here actually with my sister, Naomi Morgan, and Kyle Morgan. Hey! Yay! In their dining room, and we're going to do, I've just been watching him this week, and so I wanted to give everybody else the chance to hear from him and just how awesome he is. So we're going to talk about something very specific that I've not really heard many people talk about with their Young Living oils. So awesome. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Learn more from you and Dr. Jim Bob than anyone. Thank you so much. My screen is broken, so I can't see y'all's names very good, but we're going to get started really quick. So my name is Vanessa, and this is Kyle, and we're going to just go through his story a little bit. Kyle Morgan and Naomi met several years ago before he was injured in a car accident. And I'll let him tell you a little bit more about that. But they use essential oils to help support his body systems. And so a lot of people don't know that this is something that you can do. Periscope is like an addiction, but it's okay. We have an oil for that too. But Kyle is going to tell us just basically some of his draft picks for things that help support his body. Y'all, when I first met Kyle, they had just started navigating this whole thing, because when you have an injury, your systems change, the support changes, and some things don't work, and I'm going to let him tell you a little bit about that. And so I have just seen his health escalate and get so much better, and he doesn't have to rely on so many things that a lot of people do, because he understands, and Naomi understands, she does such a great job in caring for him, how to support these systems and how to use things that God gave us to make sure to help things come back to function. And we're believing that a lot of those functions will come back to 100%, but even so, the ones that work in place of other ones are just doing so well. So I'm going to let him talk to you a little bit, and I'm going to put him in this little holder here. So this is Kyle, everybody.
Hello.
And he, if you want to follow him on Periscope, he goes by the Cord of Life.
Cord of Life, CORDOFLIFE, Cord of Life.
And so Kyle is going to just tell us some of his favorite oils. So Kyle, when you first started using Young Living, just tell us a little bit about your injury and just your story like we were talking about earlier. So.
I'll go back a little bit. I'll go back to my injury. I was involved in a car accident back in March of 2010, which left me a C5-6 quadriplegic, and that was absolutely rough for me. But not only was the accident rough, but so was everything that came along with it. Paralysis is something that is very scary, and it turns your whole life upside down in the blink of an eye. I mean, it's not like a born illness or pretty much it's very instant. The second you damage your spinal cord, it is instantaneously, and that's pretty much everything in a nutshell. Now, when I met Vanessa, it was pre-injury, and I mean, this girl can sing. I'm sure some of you guys know that.
Whatever.
But I never would have thought that we would be where we are today. Her sister and I, our relationship started, and it was absolutely like something out of a fairy tale novel. It was what she brought out in me was incredible. And then when my accident happened, I actually tried to force Naomi away because, I wasn't the same person I was. And she told me no, she wasn't going to leave me because I was different. I was still the man she loved, and she was going to stick by my side. Now, we were only together for a few months, and for her to say that was absolutely incredible for me, and it sank in. So the moment she said that was the moment I realized that I needed to do something for myself, that I needed not only for myself, but for her as well. So I put on my big boy pants, and I started doing something, because me being a quadriplegic didn't mean I was dead. It just meant I was hindered. It meant I was limited to what I could do, but nothing was impossible for me. So I began to just see, where my limitations capped, and I started pushing above that. And I began to succeed with it. But when I began pushing, I began to realize that paralysis had a lot of complications. There's something called autonomic dysreflexia, which causes absolute splitting migraines. It causes your body to spasm. You get heat rashes, your fever will spike. It does a lot, and it's scary stuff because you could die. It could definitely kill you. So I remember, it was about 3.5 years into my paralysis when Vanessa came up for Thanksgiving, and Naomi got sick. And she started rubbing her down with some oils. Naomi didn't believe it. Of course, me, I'm a guy. I didn't believe it either. But unfortunately, it worked. Next day, Naomi was all up, hippity jippity. She was doing great. So, I began to start looking at it like, okay, these, there's some kind of property to these that help people.
Yeah.
So, Naomi.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and jump in.
Yeah.
So I left Kyle and Naomi a couple of oils from my kit, and I had read stuff about lemon oil, but Kyle was still a little bit, he was. Most guys don't believe this, so if you had a husband that's like, okay, whatever, then they start to use them and see how they support their body system. So Kyle, we're just going to go through a couple of the oils in just the starter kit that they use, some of his draft picks. They use a lot of oils to support his body. Kyle has some systems, not just in the fact that his legs don't work is not the only thing that it's just the things that you can see. So his legs don't work, but he also doesn't have fine motor, so we have lots of systems that need support and need help. But there are systems that need support internally, and you can even go over that just really quickly and tell them just, some of the things that need, because he doesn't get up and function like we do, walking and moving and lymphatic and things moving in the system. So digestive system is slowed. His nervous system needs support. His immune system can be suppressed because you can't exercise as much. Kyle is awesome though, y'all. He has like weights and like all this stuff that he does every day. He even does a little side business where it's called Bellyac, and it's a what is it?
It's a belly-ridden kayak.
It's a kayak, so it's like other things, but he does as much as he can to work those, because part of having a healthy body is exercise. And so, being in a wheelchair, that's harder to accomplish, but he does amazing things. And you can message him on Facebook for more information on how to get one of these. Bellyacs is super cool. But for his whole body support, I got into Young Living, and I was like, Naomi, you have to get a kit for Kyle. And she's told her story about how they totally side-railed her in emotions and helped her emotions. But the first oil that Kyle used was lemon. And this was the one, because kidney support is a huge need for someone who's in a wheelchair. And I want you just to tell them a little bit about the lemon, the experience you had with lemon. And we're doing this very compliantly, so just hear what you need to hear and know that this is something that you can use. Go ahead, Kyle.
Paralysis comes with not only loss of motor function, but also comes with loss of bodily functions. I've had a lot of issues with kidney stones and bladder stone buildup over my nearly 6 years of paralysis. And 4 years ago, I've gone through so many surgeries with it. And 4 years ago, I remember one thing my urologist said. He told me if I'm going to drink anything, drink lemon water, because the acidity in the lemon rinds help break down kidney stone buildup. So I just took that with a grain of salt, didn't really pay attention to it. And I started to, at restaurants order a water with, can I get lemons with that? Just to start the process that way. But when Naomi came across and purchased her kit, of course, skeptic me, I stood back and I just let her have fun with them. But I did notice that there was a lemon oil in the kit, and I was like, well, that's crazy. So I started doing a little bit of research on it, and with the research I found was very, very, it was very intriguing, and I was going to give it a shot. So I would use the lemon oil internally. I know some people do. I do. I love it. I just put it in with my water and I drink it that way. But the miraculous thing that happened was when I went back to my urologist for my 6-month checkup, and he said, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Obviously it's doing something great because, you're stone free. I didn't tell him what I was doing. He had no idea what I was doing. It's just that checkup went through, got my CT scans, and he was like, man, this is just absolutely incredible. So keep doing whatever you're doing. So I'm going to keep drinking lemon water.
Yeah, lemon. And he does it in capsules too sometimes, right?
Yes,
yeah.
I do use it in
and to
capsules.
support his immune system. So it's doing more than one thing, but I just love that even with a urologist saying that that's something that really will support the kidneys and the gallbladder and all of those, the cleansing system in his body. So we love lemon for Kyle, and they never run out of lemon. So that was his first draft pick. There's so many oils they use. We're going to go to the second one. A lot of people don't know that with loss of movement, you are sitting in a specific area for a long period of time. And I'll let Kyle tell you about this in a very compliant way, and we're really sticking to that. But when he's sitting down, and anybody who is, has loss of mobility, you have certain areas that you can't feel, like you normally would feel like if your leg were falling asleep, or if something felt like there was pressure on that part of your body. But when you have paralysis, that's something that you don't have that anymore, and your body will signal you in other ways. But over time, those areas can get raw and can get irritated and can have things happen. And so I'm going to let Kyle tell you the other oils that they use to support that system, the skin system, and even the circulatory system on his skin. So I'll hold them up.
My 2 oils I go to are frankincense and lavender.
Ooh, frankincense. So is it focusing? And lavender. And these are in the starter kit too. So
the reason why I use these oils is when you are, as Vanessa said, when you are in a wheelchair and you are wheelchair bound, you're always sitting on your butt. Now, yeah.
Your gluteus maximus.
Your gluteus maximus.
Or your butt. Yeah, it's fine.
Now, when you're sitting down, the thing that happens is you're cutting out circulation to your cells on the, so you're pretty much choking your cells on your skin by not allowing oxygen to reach those areas. So that's why sores happen.
Essential oils are oxygen.
Yeah, essential oils are oxygen.
They are oxygen in a bottle. So
compliantly, I use them because
they help support his skin.
Yeah, they help support my skin, and I've been able to notice a lot rapider healing time than using just letting time happen. Guys, I've gotten a pressure sore before, and I've had to literally lay in bed for weeks until it goes away, letting it do its own thing, keeping ointment on it, just keeping it dry, and that sucks. Realistically, that sucks. Nobody wants to lay in bed because of a stupid sore. So, yes, I do. I use these oils because they help my skin issues, and they help the healing process.
Yes, they have boost his immune system as well, which is our next topic. So immune systems are taxed when you're in a wheelchair. Like I said, you're not moving around. The lymphatic juices are not flowing. Your white blood cells don't travel as quickly because you're not moving as much. Kyle is always cold. Kyle has because he's not moving as much as you and I are. And so circulation and those type of things are lots of systems that he supports with his oils and with good nutrition and chiropractic care. He does a lot of things to do that. He looks really great being in a chair. I'm trying to see your questions. But yeah, with his immune system, Naomi has noticed even just within the couple years that they've been using these oils, that Thieves was the next oil that they used. I'm trying to see. Will this be posted to YouTube? Yes, this will be on my YouTube channel. But Thieves was the one that they used, and we've noticed this. Even when I first met Kyle, he was always coming down. If he were coming into a room with somebody who was ill, he would be the one to pick it up, because his immune system is always trying to fight off things, and it's taxed more so than ours is. And so Thieves oil has helped to support that system. And just tell us how you use Thieves. And even Copaiba, I think you use both of these together.
Yep, together. I use Thieves and Copaiba in a capsule form, and I take it as I would take an Advil or an aspirin or something like that.
Yeah, like a vitamin.
Yes. When I am starting to get sick, I can tell. I get a sore throat, achy muscles, because my immune system is taxed so much because of the very few medications I am still on. But I have came off a lot. I'm not a medical professional, but I have found other ways to stay healthy naturally. But yes, I do use Thieves and Copaiba in a capsule form. Definitely, I've noticed a lot over the last year and a half, as well as me going into a room where someone is sick. I will get sick literally within hours the next day. I'm laid up in bed, to where now if I notice I'm starting to get sick, I take a capsule of Copaiba and Thieves, boost my immune system. It's better than vitamin C, and I can tell a big difference since I've been taking it.
I can too, just because I've known him. I just remember from when I first met you. So let's do another top pick, and then we'll kind of wrap this up. Let's see, which one you want to do, Kyle?
Oh, wow.
I know he uses so many, but just in a regular, basic. I mean, most people can use these in the same way, but especially being in a wheelchair.
Yes,
the techniques you read.
Techniques you read.
Yes, that's the one.
Love it. Absolutely love that stuff. My next go-to, man, it's a 50-50 between Stress Away and Valor. I love Stress Away because I love vanilla and I love the way it smells, so I can just lather myself up on that. And it helps keep me just very rested and at peace, keeps me calm. Now, Valor, I use Valor because I am a motivational speaker and I need to focus in on what I'm trying to say in my message, because since I did go through a car accident, I did sustain slight head trauma and my mind is just going 100 miles an hour. And something I've noticed with Valor is when I rub it on, it helps me focus in on what I'm trying to say, and it really helps me just get the message across. So when it comes down to those two, Stress Away and Valor are my go-to guys. They, when I go to do a speech somewhere, Stress Away's in my left pocket, Valor's in my right, and that's pretty much what it is.
Naomi normally will drip it down his spine too, because Valor has a very balancing, even to the spine, has a very balancing property to that. So we've noticed that really helps Kyle as well. There are so many other ones. If you guys have any questions for Kyle, you're more than welcome to ask at this point. He is a
Someone said their neighbor was a quadriplegic. If you don't want to ask him what level injury is he and how long has he been paralyzed?
You're still on here. Kyle knows more about this than I do, so I just wanted to give him. He runs into people all the time, and they gravitate towards him. Your 1-2 punch, Valor and Stress Away. That's awesome.
Right.
People gravitate towards Kyle, and I just feel like more people need to hear from him. He is such a positive person. Have you tried the raindrop technique? We're trying to get him to where he can get that done by a professional. I don't know how to do it yet. Neither does
2.5 years.
Wow, 2.5 years.
See, she's still young, and she will find out ways to. How can we follow you? Okay. Go back to the first question. Oh, will we?
Yeah,
okay.
I'll get those for you.
2.5 years. She is still new into it. There is a lot of resources out there to help out. Just come across new ways, new techniques. I'm a quadriplegic, and there's a certain level that they try to keep quadriplegics on, so that way they don't go over it. But that's me. I'm an overachiever. I like to push the limits on life. I'm in pre-injury. I was a very outgoing young man. There was never a dull moment. And so I'm not going to let this wheelchair stop me. That's why I came across the Belliac, is because it's helped me become more independent, and it made me feel more free in the water. And
it's not compliant, but she's in the hospital right now, very, very sick.
Oh, wow. I'm sorry to hear that. And you can follow me on, I don't do a lot of Periscopes, but I've been...
He's going to, because there's so many people that want to hear from Kyle. Y'all, we roll places, and they all come up to him and talk to him, because he's just got this vibrancy. He's like the quote, not dead won't quit. I mean, if you've heard that quote, that's Kyle. And
you have to carry yourself very positive, because if you don't, I mean, your emotions don't just stick with you, they attach to other people. So if you go into a room frowning, all upset, you're going to make somebody else upset, that you're upset. So I go into a room with a smile on my face, and I just try to brighten somebody's day. And yes, people do come up to me because they wonder, how can I be in my situation and be able to smile? And
that's the emotional part.
It's absolutely easy.
And that's why he likes Stress Away.
Yeah, Stress Away is incredible.
Yeah, frankincense.
It's absolutely amazing. You know, the way I look at it is positivity swims, negativity sinks. One of my favorite movies is Finding Nemo because of Dory. I mean, this fish, she had just so much courage and just keep swimming, just keep swimming. That whole line is just, that's me. I like to swim. That's why I like the belly act, because it's like swimming.
Yeah. So Kyle is going to do more Periscopes, and he's going to tell you more about the day in the life of a quad, day in the life of somebody who is motivating himself, and he's not giving up. And hopefully you'll start to see more things happen. You and me will be friends. Is that Dr. Jim Bob? Oh, yeah, that's Dr. Jim Bob. But if you want to follow him on Periscope, he's under Cord of Life.
CORDOFLIFE, Cord of Life.
I'll post this to my YouTube, and in the comment section of the YouTube, I'll give you all the links to how to get in contact with him. He also does motivational speaking for like high school students, like, you know, the before prom and stuff like that, about making good decisions. He's awesome. So we love him, and we're so thankful that he's on our team. If you have a spinal cord injury and you want to start using Young Living oils and you want to start knowing how to support your health, he would be a great sponsor for you. And so you're more than welcome to contact him about that if you're not already doing this, because he would give you firsthand information on how to work the oils in your favor for your situation. And so we'll keep going with this. Hopefully they're going to come out and see me in Texas in December, and then we'll even talk about his first raindrops. So Cord of Life. Yes, Cord of Life.
All together, no spaces.
No spaces. At Cord of Life is his handle name. Kyle Morgan, he's also on Facebook. You can find him on there.
Yes, find me on Facebook, Kyle Morgan. I spend most of my time there. So I will see you.
Yay. Thank you, guys. Any more questions before we sign off? I promise we'll be on here more this week. We've been so busy with wedding stuff. Cool. You guys have a great night. Say bye. Oh, and I just advertising belly act for him. Awesome. You should be a speaker. Just help me get that. When I saw Kyle Maynard, this is who I thought of, and I just want to jump up and down. So we're going to keep working on that. That's awesome. You guys rock.